Hello guys and welcome to another NGB video review. This time we're looking at quite a special title, Journey on the PS4. I am, as usual, Asim, and I've got Ben with me again, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's as you say, it's a pretty special one.
Yeah, my written review is up on the site right now. I'll put a link in the description for you to kind of read my thoughts in a bit more detail. But this is a special game for me. Um, I kind of said that in the review. But Ben, you've played the PS3 version,
hmm
not the PS4 version yet.
No, I've got it downloaded and
Okay.
ready to go.
Okay.
I'm just looking forward to sort of losing myself in it again. Really.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just starting up a new game here. But as we kind of look at this lovely intro, um, kind of your thoughts because you have played the PS3 version. What do you think of Journey? Any good?
It's really overrated, isn't it? It's not that great.
I dare
Um,
you.
no, it's a beautiful game. There's not really much that you can use in the way of language other than things like beautiful to describe Journey, isn't it? As a game, um, I personally hate using experience as a word to describe games, but like
Yeah,
Journey is something else, and it is an experience. Um,
I totally agree.
just yeah, that
Totally
that
agree. Yeah.
that moment where you sort of see somebody else and you think, hang on
Oh,
a minute, is
yeah,
is that a person?
yeah,
And then they have that same realization. It's when you have that sort of dawning moment, you think,
yeah.
holy shit, that's actually a second person that's playing this game, and I don't have a clue who they are.
It really is. It really is. I think it's like the kind of first time. I think I've only played it one time on the PS3 because I didn't want to ruin my experience.
Mm,
It was just like that was my experience. I'm kind of done with it. But yeah, the
mm,
first time, like you said, like you see someone in the distance, like you're walking, and you see that kind of distant figure, and you're like, okay, is that an AI character? Is that a human?
mm,
And then you kind of realize it is a human.
mm,
And then it's the fact that you can't voice chat. You
mhm,
can't really message, I guess, either
mm,
until after the game, obviously. So it's not traditional in that sense.
mm.
All you have to do really is press the circle button, which is like to interact,
Yeah.
and you basically like chirp, and that's kind of your communication. But that one form of communication, it kind of it goes beyond the boundaries of like normal communication. Even it's like you understand what each other are saying.
Yes. I mean that's the beauty of it, really, in
Yeah.
that you've got if you go on online in most multiplayer shooters, within 5 minutes your sexuality's been called into question,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
your mum's fidelity's called into question, and you're called all sorts of ethnic slurs that you can possibly think of, and
yeah,
it's like just the ability to get across to somebody, okay, I'm here, I need you to come over here, and we need to work together to do this.
yeah.
It's all there with like just a tiny little chirp, and it's just gorgeous. Like it's the art design, the audio, just everything fits in this game, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Even the way it kicks off, like I'm playing it here, you can see. There's there's no HUD, there's no nothing
hmm
like that. It's just you or your mysterious rogue character in a desert, and you kind of walk forward a bit, and you're told, you can move, with the pad itself, you can move it around motion controls, or you can use the analog stick, and then you kind of move forward, and then things begin to unravel.
Mm.
Like you see the big mountain in the distance, and you're like, okay, that's perhaps my goal. That's where I need to get to. And it's just, you're kind of left to your own devices, like to figure stuff out.
Mm.
It doesn't hold your hand, and like it doesn't. I guess in a way it doesn't need to hold your hand because it's two buttons essentially in the game.
Yeah, and it's just that journey. Well, for want of a
Yeah,
for want of a better word, it is the the sort of voyage of discovery of the game.
yeah,
Like you go through it and you pick up like you pick the scarf up here, and it's just from then on everything seems to
yeah.
just grow, and the more you go through it, the more you fall into the game, and it's a really special game.
It is. I think there's. I could talk about it in so many ways, like for ages.
Mm.
Um, but I mean, I kind of said in my review. I mean, I don't want to go into any sort of sob stories like that, but during that particular time, it was March 2012 when it originally came out.
Mm.
Um, I was going through a bit of a tough period, and like everyone goes through it. That people have tough periods in life, but I kind of shut myself off, and like I took solace in gaming. Like some people go running, some people go to the gym or whatever. I kind of did the gaming thing, and then like this came out. I didn't really read anything about it much, to be honest. And there was a beta for it as well, which I was invited to, but I didn't take part in it. I was like, you know what? I'll play it when it comes out.
Yeah, you see, I was in the beta, and it was one of those things where it was hard to sort of grasp what was happening in in the beta, because it was there wasn't much said about it, and I think you just kind of walking around. I can't remember what was actually in there, but it wasn't anywhere near as full as the full thing.
I think it was more to test
Yeah,
the
test
co-op
the
side of
online
things, I
side of
guess.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But I think what you've said it's true for a lot of people. I've obviously written stuff on the site about
yeah.
struggles that I've had and things like that, and it's really interesting to see how people associate themselves with games like Journey and games that aren't necessarily games in the most typical sense.
Yeah.
You can have people cry all day for people saying, "Oh, it's not a game, it's not a game."
It's a game.
It is a game,
It's a game.
and it's incredible. So
yeah,
it's really hard to avoid that in the discussion, because I mean, just look at it; it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful as well. I think I kind of likened it to like a a painting or an oil painting come alive almost. That's what it feels like. It's gorgeous. It really is. Like and the I guess people will focus on the visual side, obviously, for the PS4 version, and it's 1080p, 60 frames per second. It looks as sharp as as it's ever been, and it runs as smoothly as it ever has. Um, it's just a gorgeous game, really. Like you can't really put any of the words on it. It's just it looks great. You can see it on the screen right now.
Yeah,
great. It's great.
I mean, I've seen that some sort of full res screenshots of the final part when you're sort of doing the surfing type stuff, and it just looks absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
I know we've had the review of God of War 3 Remastered go up this week, and it's when someone says it could almost pass as a native PS4 game. I mean, this quite easily could as well, because particularly in the latter stages, from what I've seen, it almost seems like every single grain of sand's individually rendered. And so I know that's not the case, but that's the illusion that the game gives off.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I couldn't agree more. It's a gorgeous game. I think again, just going back to, I think it will mean different things to different people. Like everyone will take probably something away from it, a bit differently to the next person. Sorry, just to interrupt there, like that. As I think this is one of the scenes I was like, okay, there's a distant figure in the background there. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? And like, it kind of disappears, and then you're like, okay, I'm lonely again. Because there's this feeling at the start, and I think it's purposely done by that game company, like to make you feel lonely, like it's it is just you, and there's no sound or any music at the start. It's just you in the desert. That's all it is. So they've purposely done that, and they purposely like sort of tease that other person at this point, and then they kind of take it away from you. You're like, okay, maybe I was seeing something. Maybe it's like just a mirage or something. But then when you actually do see that person, and you begin to interact with them, it's like that feeling is it's just unmatched and unrivaled, I think, like in any game.
Yeah, and it was it wasn't really until the end of the game, because it's not telegraphed at all, that is another human player.
No.
And unless you sort of realize that after, unless you know that going in, it's probably quite not difficult, because there's always that suspicion, but it's quite interesting to sort of have that thought process going on of, is this AI? Is it?
Yeah, no, that's what I thought first as well.
And then you get to the end of the game, and then there's the I can't remember the exact wording, but it says, you have shared your journey with such and such, and then you just kind of go, oh wow, okay, that was another person, and it's so seamless in the way that it pulls people in.
Yeah.
I thought when I played through it the first time, I thought that there was just one person,
Yep.
but there was actually like three or four.
Yeah, no, same with me as well. I think like it just does it so seamlessly. Like you think it's just with that one person all the way across, but I
Mm.
think with me it was two people. But the person, I think I messaged one of them. I think that was the person because I think I kind of knew maybe even though it was seamless, I kind of figured at one point maybe that person's gone because they were kind of interacting a bit differently.
Mm.
But the person that I was with for the most time, at the end of the game, I was like, because at the end of the game, like without spoiling anything, then like what happens. You've been through again without a use of a better word, a journey.
Mm.
Like you've been through the like an emotional journey, so to speak, I guess.
Yeah, there's parts in it where
Oh yeah,
things sort of really hit you, and you think, oh shit,
yeah,
oh.
yeah.
But
No,
then
it
but
did.
then like 2 minutes later, you just the final section
Oh,
of this game,
it's goosebumps.
it's beautiful.
Goosebumps. When I think about it, it's just goosebumps. Like the music, the score from Austin Wintory as well is absolutely marvelous. Like
Hmm.
I speak to the guy, quite regularly on Twitter and stuff, and he's quite, he does interact with his fans and whatnot. But he's kind of, it was the first score of a video game to be nominated for a Grammy. There you go. That says it all.
Yeah,
That says it all.
yeah, and it's well worth it as well. I
It
mean,
is. It really
the
is.
the soundtrack was I think we're recording this on Wednesday, so the day that the game was released on the PS4, he had the soundtrack up on sale for $1.
There you go. There's a person. There you go.
Yeah, yeah,
In the
there you go.
background. Yeah.
So the soundtrack was on sale for $1, and it was, you think how there's no reason not to own it at that point.
Yeah.
It's so just, yeah, everything's beautiful about this game.
Yeah, and like see, so I've come across this person now. Like the first time I did it, it was just like wow, and you build a bond, you build a connection, which is like it's just unrivaled with any of the game. Like most games, you're probably teabagging and shooting the person down or whatever. And in here, like there's a proper bond and a connection. You want to complete your journey with this person. Like you really look out for them throughout.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
all the talk of split screen co-op or four-player co-op in multiplayer shooters and stuff like that. This is genuinely the most cooperative game that I think I've ever experienced.
Yeah. No,
It's
for sure.
like you can go through it on your own, but when you find that extra person, you want to get through it with them.
You do. You really do.
So,
You really do. Yeah, I mean, we could probably go on forever and ever. I mean, like, just to say, if if you haven't played it, even if you haven't read anything about it, go and play it. You need to try this game. Like, there's nothing else like it out there. It is special. It is unique. And it's just gonna give you. It will bring stuff out of you. Like, if you are, like into gaming, it will probably bring stuff out of you that no other game will, can even dream of doing. I think, to be honest.
yeah, and I mean, if like you said, if you're going through some stuff, if you're kind of looking for something maybe to attribute things to, then
It helped me. It
yeah,
helped me. I can put it that way. You know what? I don't want to be like. I think I said to you, I don't want to be too self-indulgent with my review and stuff like that. But it did. It didn't like impact my life in a huge major way or anything. I'm not saying it changed me as a person or anything like that, but
mm,
it did help me through a tough period. And it made me realize, you know what? Not everyone's a fucking asshole out there. You know what I mean? There is
yeah,
there is some good in this world. And that might sound stupid to some people, but that's the way I saw it. It's a special game to me. It always will be. Um, I think I said in my review that it's very hard to have the perfect game, but I think this is perfect or comes as close as to a perfect game. It does what it sets out to do,
yeah.
and it does it, you know, pretty much perfectly. So yeah, that's all I can say. Probably should wrap up there. Like we're just like going on and just saying how amazing this is for hours. But yeah,
Yeah, and I mean it's cross-buy as well. So if you've got it on the PS3, it's
Mhm.
it's free to download on the PS4. So
Yeah,
there's
perfect.
not too much of an excuse not to play it in my eyes.
I agree. So yeah, that's a huge thumbs up for both of us, to be honest.
Hmm.
Get it, and enjoy and share your experiences. If you have any good ones, bad ones, whatever, share them with each other. It's that sort of game. But
Yeah.
thanks for watching, guys, and we'll have more video reviews and loads of other stuff on nextgengamingblog.com. Thank you, guys.
Bye.